Welcome to the flight deck, and on today's episode I'm going to be showing you guys around the flight sim as it stands with some really tasty upgrades. Now it's been a while since my last video because I've been very busy with work and I've also been a bit sick, as you can tell from me speaking. Let's look at this amazing A320 cockpit that I've got here with some really tasty goodies, and then let's do a short flight from Edinburgh to Gatwick on the VATSIM network, but it's Australia and I'm in the middle of the day, so it's not going to be very busy, but it is going to be fun. So this is the cockpit as it stands. Yes, I've got a pilot's hat hooked up there. That is ridiculous, I know, but you know what? All about being silly in this hobby, isn't it? We're going to start with this. This is the Aviator Panels overhead panel. It's a mini panel which I bought from the UK. Amazing chap called Adam Reese who makes these, and it just increases my immersion significantly because it's a replica kind of A320 overhead panel, gives you all the basic stuff you need, and it's really fun to use. Now he's going to be selling these as a kit very soon, which cost about £100 according to him, and you'll be able to put it together yourself, and it means that you'll have a mini overhead dedicated to Airbus for relatively inexpensive. Let's get the flight initiated initially. Let's just press external power avail. Look at that. That's cool, isn't it? Anyway, let's turn that off. Now we've got the amazing WinWing FCU and EFIS, left and right. Now I actually had this early thanks to WinWing, but there was an issue with my FCU, so I couldn't actually make content on it, which is really damn annoying. But as you can see, it looks super amazing, super special. And it really does elevate the flight sim experience because it lets you look at these things, constraints, waypoints, look at the airports around you. You can change the range on here and it's super smooth, as you can see there. You can also pull your standard altimeter, your flight director, and your landing system. And I've got right and left ones. And as you can see, it works really well because it just extends the full length of my flight sim cockpit. The other thing I've got here is the Throttletech Airbus A320 Flightbox V3. This is a replica Airbus A320 throttle system, and it looks absolutely stunning. I mean, look at that. Everything is modeled here, so you can, whoo, that feels good. And you can even arm the speed brake, which I think is incredible. Lift to turn with the parking brake, and the detents are so crisp and snappy. They feel so good to use. Now these aren't mechanical or motorized, but they're like little click buttons for your trim tabs there, which is absolutely awesome. I want to say a big thanks to Throttletech for sending these to me, and I'm going to be using them a lot more in the upcoming videos. Okay, without further ado, let's get going. Let's get external power on, and just like that, the cockpit comes to life. Let's get battery 1 and 2 on. Let's get the fuel pumps on. And then we're gonna get our no smoking sign on. Let's get that on. So let's have a look at our EFB. So we're flying Edinburgh to Gatwick on this very quiet VATSIM morning in Australia, but middle of the night in the UK. But you know what, and then let's go to our MCDU, which amazing to use the MCDU on here. It makes a huge difference to your immersion. I'm looking forward to WinWing bringing out the actual MCDU. We should really start our APU. Let's get a master switch on there and then start. Don't you like the sound and smell of an APU starting up in the morning? Good stuff. So QNH is 1004. We can actually set that using this, which is absolutely amazing. 1004, 1004 left and right. We'll get our constraints on for our departure so that we know that we're not going to be running into troubles by breaking the rules. For flight directors, that's on. We've got flight level 370, we've got our takeoff speeds. Let's get APU bleed on, seatbelt signs on, and let's get the beacon lights on, and let's get ready for our pushback. And as you see, that all just flicks on and off beautifully. I guess all that's left is for our ground staff to attach the pushback tug and for us to get ready for push and start. We're all fighting over the push and start position this morning. As you can see, this airport is very busy. And parking brake released. Yep, it feels that good. And we're pushing back and the motion system comes to life. Okay, let's start engine number 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard our Airbus A320. Illuminated signs and crew instructions including the following safety procedures. The safety
Okay, starting engine number 1.
We recommend that you keep it fastened
Okay, push is finished. Let's set the parking brake again like so. Excellent, and engine number 1 is starting up really nicely. We're getting a good engine start, and everything is looking pretty sweet. Engine number 1 is available. Let's just go engine mode selector, mode norm, APU bleed off, master switch off. That all looks pretty sweet. We're going to get trim reset. All right, let's set flaps 1. Flaps 1. Flaps 1 is set, and we're going to do a control check. Okay, starting with the ailerons. We're going to go full right, neutral, full left, neutral. We're going to go full forward, neutral, full back, neutral. We're going to go full right on the rudder, and neutral, and full left on the rudder. Alright, and we're going to get the rest of the stuff sorted out for takeoff. So, using my Stream Deck, max auto brake, like so. So, max auto brake, spoilers for arm, using the amazing Throttle-Tech Airbus throttle. And then using again our Stream Deck, we're going to go to our eCam and hit takeoff config, takeoff normal. Let's get taxi lights to on, and parking brake off. And let's go to the runway, and we'll just make a traffic call. Edinburgh traffic easy 46 kilo, taxi in Foxtrot Alpha, Delta 1 holding point runway 24, Edinburgh traffic. Okay, and we are on our way to the runway. Let's go. A very lovely good morning to you, passengers and crew. This is your captain speaking. If you're enjoying this flight so far and we've not even left the ground, please consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment down below about what you rate my landing out of 10. Anyway, please sit back, relax, fasten those seatbelts, and enjoy the flight. Edinburgh traffic, easy 46 kilo, lining up runway 24, immediate departure, Edinburgh traffic. Alright, so we're coming to the runway, landing lights on, strobe lights on, takeoff, taxi lights on, and cabin crew, please be seated for departure. You guys ready? Let's go. So, we're going to get throttles up here. We're going to hit our chrono. And Manflex 62 SRS one-way auto thrust blue. We are tracking down the runway center line. Bit of forward pressure on the stick to about 80 knots. And coming back on the stick. Beautiful. Oh, the sound of them engines. And V1, rotate. And that's positive rate of climb. And the gear's coming up. Nav and climb. Thrust climb, climb, auto thrust. Beautiful climb out here. We can now accelerate to 250 knots, so bring the nose down gently. Let's get rid of our ground spoilers there. This throttle quadrant feels absolutely stunning to use. It's solid. It is absolutely solid. It feels amazing. Like the amount of travel you get in here is just absolutely beautiful. The wind wing in front of me just feels amazing. We can change our range to see where we are. Cool. You know what? That's a big amount of time to waste. Let's do a shortcut. First of all, flap 0 speed check, and we're gonna go direct to Elbus. In fact, direct to Navso, so we can like change the range there. Direct to Navso, insert. There we go, and then we can head direct to Navso. We should wait for our thing to come across, our flight director, which it does, and we will follow it to the left, heading direct to Navso, and we are turning on our left outbound. Beautiful. Edinburgh traffic, easy 46 kilo, passing 5,000 for flight level 370. And we're coming past our transition altitude, so you get to do, in real life, no more clicking of the mouse, pull for standard. And then pull again on the other side, and we have standard. We've got no more constraints, so we'll go airport here, so we can see our possible alternatives if we have to make a very quick landing, which hopefully on today's flight we won't need to. And we are still flying the plane ourselves in full manual mode till we get to about 10,000 feet. Let's bring our range down like so. Are we tracking any VORs? We can have a look. Yep, TLA. So we've been tracking TLA, which I think we're just about to go past actually. Yeah, so that's the TLA VOR, which we're tracking up there. And yeah, you can bring that off. Ah, it's just amazing. Look, waypoints, VORs, your NDBs, which are kind of getting old, and your airport. So we'll have airport mode on. Okay, we're above 10,000. Landing lights off. We've got takeoff nose lights off. Seatbelt signs off. And autopilot on. Autopilot is now on, taking most of the care from us. Excellent. That all looks good. Up top looks good. And we are flying. I'll meet you guys in the cruise where we're going to talk a bit more about this setup. Before we get there though, I want to shout out the Phoenix Airbus A320 family, which for me has been the standout product that you can get for Microsoft Flight Simulator. The Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 has taken flight simulation to a new level. Look how stunning these shots are in the game in 4K. It looks pretty much true to life. As always, if you're enjoying this video, please feel free to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below about what you want me to do next. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 is on our doorstep and I'm looking forward to getting stuck in. Almost at a cruising altitude, and yeah, Flight Sim 2020 is at an end. And it has been quite the journey over the last 4 years to become quite an incredible sim. Quite a resurgence of flight simulation as a popular hobby. Now, this setup I've got here feels wonderful to use. I get a lot of questions about how you can build your own setup like this. Now look, the basic level, it requires you to have a structure, so a rig of some kind to put stuff on. Now let's go over the cockpit in a bit more detail. This, the FCU by Winwing, is revolutionary. Absolutely revolutionary. It definitely improves the enjoyment that you get. So let's have a look. Let's just bring this down like so. You can see here how responsive this is. Like if you look up there like that, it just responds straight away. Like there's pretty much no delay in getting the transmission from what you're doing on the screen, and everything is actually true to life. So you have to lift and pull that across. It's not just a toggle switch, which I think is amazing. And then obviously you got your flight director here, and then you can push this to get rid of standard mode and then pull for standard. The function of this actually works with what the actual dimming functions are. So what I mean by that is if I get down there and I dim this, like so, you can see that dims the actual FCU in real life, which is amazing. And then you can also dim the LCD display screens as well. Having the right and left is not essential, but if you have both, it lets you do auto landing. So to auto land, you have to have landing set there and landing set there to be able to do it. I'm looking forward to Wingwing bringing out some other spectacular gear, but this looks absolutely stunning. And we're approaching our flight level 370 shortly. And again, the Wingwing Ursa Miner has been amazing to use. I've loved it so much more than the Thrustmaster TCA stick I had. And I tend to have this off. You can actually put that on there like so, this magnetic cover. But I tend to have it off so I can pan around. Yeah, it's absolutely awesome. We've got the Winwing rudder pedals as well, which are amazing to use. And we've got the MCDU there. And here we've got, yeah, guys, we're going to be doing the Dissit 1 Golf arrival. So here we go. ILS 26 left, Dissit 1 Golf, which is in there perfectly. And we're going to be doing a flaps config 3 approach. Bit gusty, it'll give us a bit more stability. And let's get back to performance. Here we've got the amazing Stream Deck, which has got all the functions you need and makes it a doddle to kind of use. It just covers all the rest of the functions. Our overhead is like so. We got our seatbelt sign off. And last but not least, this incredible thing. Honestly, it is so nice to use. So nice to use. The colors look stunning. It's backlit as well. And mostly the functions are what you'd expect in the real plane. The thing that it does lack is you can't lift to unlock the engine 1 and 2 start selectors, but that's fine. The rest of it is amazing, and it is actually true to size. How do I know it's true to size? Well, I did go in the cockpit of an A320 recently on a flight to Adelaide from Gold Coast, and that was amazing. Anyway, let's get ourselves prepared for the arrival. Wow, I'm gonna miss Flight Sim 2020. Let me know down in the description below what you're most looking forward to with Flight Sim 2024. I am looking forward to flying some very cool aircraft, doing the missions. You know, I love the Red Bull Air Races. I'm definitely going to get involved in that. And let me know if you are interested in me doing any of these things, career mode, that kind of thing. I'd love to know. Okie dokie, we're about to hit our top of descent. We're going to go down to 3,000. And we've got no conflicts en route. There is literally like one other person coming into Gatwick at this time. And top of defense reach. We're going to push that forward for our descent, which has now started. Beautiful. More drag. Okay, once more drag. To apply the spoilers, you have to push in and then pull back, which is what you'd expect in the real aircraft. Got a very healthy 77 knot tailwind pushing us on our way. Ground speed is 500 knots, which is pretty healthy. This is stunning. Like, it's stunning. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be bumpy as hell down there. I've got some foreboding that it's going to be a rough landing, 14 knot gusting. But you know what? It looks amazing. Auto brake's going to be low. Auto brake low is set. We're going to be cloud surfing soon. Man, I love cloud surfing because it just looks amazing. Imagine doing this in real life. Oh, all right. So we are coming up onto our intercept point here where we're going to roughly end up in the right place. We'll set this down to 2,000. Coming up to 10,000, we are going to get our seatbelt signs on and our landing lights on. Cabin crew, 10 minutes till landing.
London Heathrow traffic, Super 96 Express Super is on approach for runway 09 left. Then of course Super 96 Express Super.
So we're 20 miles out, roughly. Yeah, 20 miles out. It's going to be that beautiful right turn onto final approach. I think it's worth arming our approach modes. So activate our approach phase. Cool, and then we're going to slow down to our green dot speed, which is our minimum clean flying speed. So clean meaning without flaps and slats. So slow down to our minimum clean speed. We're not really slowing down, are we? Gatwick traffic, easy 46 kilo, 20 miles inbound, runway 26 left. Gatwick traffic. Cool, we're slowing down and we're going to enter the clouds. Up standard, and our QNH is 096, a very low pressure, so 996, and we're in the clouds, and we have got a bit of movement and turbulence from the motion system as we enter the clouds. Right, speed brakes up as we're slowing down nicely, and flaps 1, speed check. Gatwick traffic easy, 46 kilo, 10 miles till final Gatwick traffic. I'm going to turn us out, manual heading mode, just to give us a bit of space. So I guess this is what ATC would do if they were online. They might just slow us down and give us some vectors. We'll just do a self vector. Wow, this thing really doesn't want to slow down despite the speed brakes. Okay, so we've self vectored there. We are slowing down as we're leveling out. So what we will do is we'll do a direct to CF26 like so, and then we'll activate that, and as we slow down and as we come below the
terrain ahead.
Okay, thank you. And flaps 2, speed is checked. And we've got 10 degrees nose up. Oh, what have I done here? This is not ideal, but it's okay. Let's arm approach mode. Okay, let's arm spoilers and wait for our localizer to come alive. Glide slope star, lock star, and speed mode. And we are on finals for runway 26 left. We're gonna go gear down, flaps 3. We need to make sure that our config 3 is armed. There we go. Config 3 is armed. And we're going to get our nose light takeoff lights on. Gatwick traffic, easy 46 kilo, final approach 26 left. Gatwick traffic. And we are in finals. Okay, now let's get rid of the autopilot. Just like that. And we are flying this thing manually. I think the wind speed has increased a little bit since putting my METAR in. I'm seeing 22 knot headwinds on final approach here. Beautiful, we are on the target pattern trajectory. Let's bring our nose up a touch. Bit low, correcting. Coming down. Bring nose collecting. Okay. Continue. There we go. Oh.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard.
And full reverse is set. Reverses, green, decel. Let's get the nose down. Manual braking. Let's manual brake really hard. Can we make that turn there? Gonna cook the brakes. Reverse is idle. Another cool thing about this, it's got the idle reverse detent. Reverses idle as we come off, and then idle thrust. Okay, we're off the runway. Taxi lights on, landing lights off, strobe lights off, and APU on. And that is it. We have arrived into Gatwick. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and comment down below about what you want me to do next. This is likely my last video in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 as we open the door to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. If you've got questions about my flight sim setup, leave a comment down below and I'll do my best to answer you. Till next time, guys. See you later.